want to talk about next? We want to talk about. I want to know you remember how you remember like what your daily activities were when you would go out into the patrolling. So what was when did they usually start it? How long were you out there? Like what was that whole process like?
Well, in the beginning, it used to go for maybe 2 weeks, and at times we spent months up there,
A month
a
where?
month on the field. But in order to go to the field, they would get you up on a helicopter, a whole bunch of maybe two companies, so maybe it's a whole bunch of flies up in the air, and then they would drop you. And at first, they would drop you, the, they would slow the helicopters, and then you jump off. And after a while, the helicopter would not stop. You would jump from 10 feet, 12 feet high. And one time I jumped into mud, and then I got out. And the guy behind me got into the mud, and we couldn't get him out. And we had to dig the mud out and then pull him out because you cannot pull him out from his body because you dislodge the legs. And that guy is the one that one time I noticed that the machine gunners on the helicopter were so right on. They would shoot wherever they saw thought there was enemy, and they would follow with a machine gun and an L, if that's where they thought it well, an L or an S. And we were down at the bottom, and this guy that had fallen in the mud was next to me, and the machine gunner was coming down, the helicopter was coming down, and he started shooting at us, thinking it was the enemy. And the guy next to me got hit in the chest, and it came out of his stomach. And I tried to cover him up with my body so that the helicopter wouldn't get him dirty. And then my helmet fell on top of his head and banged his head.
Did he die?
No, they took him to the hospital, and about maybe a month later he came back.
Even though he got shot through the stomach?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
nothing got messed up. It just they probably just closed his.
You would think his sternum would have broken.
Damn.
Well,
That's a genuine meat
I don't know
grinder.
what happened, but he came back maybe 6 weeks later.
How
want
many
you to
guys?
die.
How many guys do you think you saw get killed?
That I knew.
Just in period that you would go like, would you see a lot of bodies of dudes and stuff all over the place? And
No,
get carried away?
no.
Like,
The worst thing that happened to us was that time that I got wounded. The guys that stayed behind, they got attacked, and one of them got wounded, and a guy tried to go help him, and they were waiting with a machine gun, so they got two guys for the price of one.
what was the one where the guy died because he got his finger hit? This is when there's somebody went into shock.
Oh no, he's when I first arrived, the lieutenant had been out. I was on guard duty in the bunker during the day, looking out. And then he came over. He wanted to meet me because I was new. I was in his platoon. And then we introduced ourselves, and then he went out. And then when we went out in the field, we saw some guy in the bushes come out and then go in again. And then all of us went over to see where he was, and we found out he had a little tent, and then a clearing in the front. But we didn't. When we went out all over the place, just walking around, he's huge. But he just happened to step on a grenade that was set up to explode. So he stepped on the grenade after I got a little plate like this, and then he went into shock. And by the time the helicopter came, he was dead. And all he did was step on the grenade, and a lot of the metal got into his crotch. And he went into shock, and he died. That was the first guy I saw die. And then the second group that I saw, I was always making friends with the medics. So there was a blonde guy that had a lot of blonde hair, and he was a medic, but he was very careless. One time he was cleaning a weapon, and he didn't clean the gun because medics carried gun if they wanted to instead of a rifle. And he checked the gun, and the gun went off, made a hole in the roof.
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ.
And we went out to see what had happened, and he had shot a hole in the roof. So we was cleaning his gun. Later on, around probably the 4th of July, or maybe the beginning of June, when they were having the problem in Israel, everybody was talking about the problem in Israel, that we might be sent over there. That might be even better. I said, you don't want to go to Israel. There's no water there. Everything has to be sent to drink. So, and they were. This when I was sitting by the a berm, and there was another guy next to me, and I was sitting resting on my arms, and that's when the little guy comes over. They used to follow us everywhere. He was around maybe 11, and that's when he saw my hand, and the black man's hand, and they was the same color. So he says, "Hey, same."
And you said, no,
Yeah.
no, not quite.
Yeah.